While the travel, entertainment, and restaurant industries expand operations, a parallel debate grows over the so-called vaccine passport.
It is an easier way to track people who have been vaccinated.
Essentially, it's proof of COVID-19 immunization in the form of a digital app or written certification, and it could be used as a person's ticket into a crowded venue or business that only allows other vaccinated individuals inside. The concept already utilized in some places in New York, but banned in several states, including Texas and Florida.
There are definitely pros and cons to it, right?
Though Virginia hasn't taken a stance either way yet, the state's vaccine coordinator, Dr. Avula, believes the passports could help businesses reopen.
For example, restaurants being capped at 50%, you could bump that number up to 100% if everybody in the restaurant has proof of vaccination.
But he also points out a couple of downsides, including
the idea that it's an infringement on individual rights.
I don't really understand that argument.
Kevin Cope, a professor of law at UVA, says states can constitutionally allow health passports.
Because what a vaccine passport does is give people back some of their freedoms that have been temporarily taken away during the COVID pandemic.
And he recognizes the legal effect of a ban remains uncertain.
It's unclear that an executive order in certain states could prohibit a business, for example, from using a vaccine passport.
But the question of whether government should be required to give vaccinated people certain exemptions to restrictions, he says, is a bit more complicated.
A person who's subject to a restrictive lockdown could come to court and say, I've received my vaccination. You no longer have the right to restrict me, given that I'm no longer a threat.
White House leaders say there will not be any federal requirements for vaccine certifications when it comes to domestic purposes. Now, here in Virginia, Dr. Avula says the state will make a decision on them in the next week or so. Working for you in Richmond, Tyler Lane, CBS 6 News.